Good afternoon and welcome to 01460 On the Go, Littleton's podcast about Littleton for Littleton. I'm Karen Morrison. I'm on the select board. I'm here as always with Jim Duggan, our town administrator.
Hello, everybody. Sorry.
And with us today is Liz Trudiak, our director of Elder and Human Services for Littleton. And today we're here to talk about something very exciting, which is the center on Shattuck Street. And can you tell us what is the center and where is it? Let's start with the very basics.
Sure. This is my absolute favorite topic to talk about. I could talk about it for days. So the center on Shattuck Street is currently located at 33 Shattuck Street, right here in Littleton, right next to the town hall, across from our beautiful new-ish library. It is the home of Elder and Human Services, our Council on Aging, and our Veteran Service Agent. So not only is it a senior center, but it's also it's a building that provides community services to all.
And it's brand new.
Brand new.
And do we have a date for an opening date at this time?
We actually do.
Okay.
It's really exciting because when this process first started, I was talking in broad months and kind of time frames, and now I can talk about actual specific dates. Actually, as of last week, we received our certificate of occupancy for the building, our elevator inspection, everything is complete in terms of inspections. So right now, we're just waiting on our final punch list to be done, going through the building, combing through, making sure everything is perfect. Our furniture delivery is scheduled to be April 21st. All of that week, furniture will be delivered, installed, and then we'll start moving in through the end of April, first week in May. Soft opening in the beginning of May, and then we'll have our ribbon cutting ceremony and grand opening May 16th, 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
And everybody's welcome to come to that, right?
Everybody is welcome. I hope the entire community feels welcome to join us, and they really need to see this beautiful building.
And it'll be open for tours, and folks can check it out for themselves at that time.
Yep. Our Council on Aging Board is going to be acting as ambassadors to the new building. They will all be there, ready to walk people through, show them all the features, all the details. There's a lot of... So this entire building was designed so meticulously. There's so many features there that we really want people to be aware of. And it's not something you might notice, but we designed the building in a way that it's dementia-friendly, it's completely accessible. It was designed with seniors in mind. So the ambassadors for the new building will have a list of all of the finer details we want people to notice and appreciate.
You talked a little bit about all the inspections, and you sound very well versed in all that. Can you talk a little bit about what the past couple years have been like as you've been building the center and what your role has been?
Sure. So for the past couple years, as the Director of Elder and Human Services, I've been meeting with our architects and our design team and our construction team as well to really focus on what the needs of this building are. We had LLB architects do the full feasibility study, the design study for us, and then we really went through this, my team, my staff, my board, the Council on Aging board, went through the design with, again, a fine-tooth comb just to make sure that we're getting our bang for the buck with every square foot in this building. So I attend the weekly meetings. We really just make sure that the community is getting what they need. It's been a 30-year-long wish and dream for the community, and I'm just coming in at the tail end. But for 30 years, everyone has been advocating for a senior center, for a building, for older adults in the community to come to. So coming in at the tail end, we're just kind of, myself and my team, we're just pushing across the finish line. So the weekly meetings that we're doing, we're really just making sure that the community is getting what they wanted.
So talk to me a little bit about what's going to be inside. What are people going to see when they go in?
Sure. So this building is 17,000 square feet. The actual programmable space is about 14,000 yeah,
Okay.
square feet. So when you walk in, you have this grand lobby. one thing we heard from the community is that they really wanted more meeting space, especially meeting space that has LCTV capabilities, so we can record meetings, especially for town boards and committees. So we made sure that all of our spaces are flexible, so they can be programming rooms for our needs, but also easily accessible for boards and committees to use as well. So we have a grand multi-purpose room that can seat up to 161 people. That room has a divider down the middle, so we can use it as 2 rooms, and it's fully outfitted with an audiovisual system, projector, screen, live streaming capabilities, so LCTV can film meetings live there.
Fantastic.
We have a full,
Both sides, if
both.
the divider is up, do you have that capability with both sides?
Yes, we're working on it.
Okay,
One side? Okay. Side A.
okay, fair enough.
We have a full commercial kitchen, so we're planning on expanding our meal program. Right now, we just have Meals on Wheels coming out of our kitchen, and with the commercial kitchen, we'll be able to offer more lunches and dinners. We have a gallery space for art exhibits. We have a coffee bar. We have lots of lounge areas, because one of the most important things about a senior center or community center is you want space that's programmable for your trivia, your bingo, but you also want to have spaces that we call like conversation catchers. You don't want someone to come just for bingo, just for trivia. You want them to come and stay, hang out, engage, socialize, be connected with the community. So throughout this building, we have little seating areas from the first floor to the second floor, because we really want people to stay all day long. And that's the point of the coffee bar as well. We want you to have a cup of coffee, sit and socialize. You don't need to be isolated. You don't need to be home. You can be here with us. So most of the programming space is upstairs on the second floor. We have an arts and crafts room with beautiful natural light, lots of storage. We have a very similar, almost identical room right next to it that is a flexible, programmable space. Each room has a sink, because a lot of programs do require a sink.
Sure. Yeah.
We have a beautiful pool room or a billiards room that's going to be there. Lots of seating around it. A fitness room, like an open fitness room that has mirrors all along one wall with a stretching bar for like our smaller yoga classes, our chair yoga, Tai Chi. And then down at the end of that hallway, there is a full fitness equipment gym space with, I believe it's about 10 machines that
Okay.
you'll have
Wow.
access to. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful space. And those fitness equipment choices were all, the decision on which equipment was made with seniors in mind and run through various vetting processes, including all of our fitness instructors who had a look at all of the equipment, made sure that they approved of it, because they have built trust with our seniors over the past. Some of our fitness instructors have been with us 20 years,
Wow.
a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
know what people like to use, what's going to be beneficial to them, and
So
that's what we got.
that includes cardiovascular in addition to weight resist to resistant
Yep.
machines?
Yep,
Okay.
both.
Nice.
Both. I did a poll on our, through the Massachusetts Council on Aging, we have a platform where we can do, questions out to other directors. So I did a poll. If you have a fitness center, what is your most used equipment? And by far, recumbent bikes were the most used.
That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
So not only did we check in with our local experts and subject matter experts, I checked in to see what's actually getting used, because I don't want to have a piece of equipment, invest in it, and have it sit there and get dusty.
Sure.
So
Right.
So there's the classroom area, and that's pretty much empty, and there for your organized activities is the fitness center. Is that going to be available on a drop-in basis, or are we still working that out?
So we're working on the policy right now. We're looking at a lot of other centers and how they do it. So right now, what I think the process will be is that that room will be open when the building is open. You'll have to sign your waiver. You'll have to go through a training course with one of our instructors to make sure you know how to use each piece of equipment properly, and that'll have to be redone on an annual basis. And you'll be able to go in once you've completed those tasks and use it to your your abilities. We are thinking about like an annual fee for that, just so we can have a fund to maintain the equipment and pay the instructor who does the training for that course, just to make sure everyone's properly trained. But still working on those finer details, and I'll bring all of that to our Council on Aging Board for approvals.
So once it's open, people have access to that. You know better than anybody, brand new, shiny, you're going to get people from outside of Littleton. How do you control that? How do you manage that with access to something like that?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, because just like a week ago, we had in one day 13 new people sign up with us, and a majority of them were from out of town. The buzz is out there, people are coming in.
Sure.
Yeah.
I look at it as we are Littleton Elder and Human Services, but we also accept funding from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs, now the Executive Office of Aging and Independence. We use their formula grant to pay for a good portion of what we do. If you're accepting money from the state, you should be open and welcoming to other seniors in your vicinity. Whether or not that means if you're out of town, you have a different annual rate, we haven't decided yet. Currently, we don't charge out-of-towners a different fitness rate or program rate. This is something I'd like to talk to my Council on Aging board about, but it's in process.
I think it's Boxford has brand new courts just around the corner near Liberty Square in Littleton, and I think lots of Littleton folks use those courts for pickleball and other activities too. So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
I think there's a certain there's something nice about, because we're all smaller towns. It's nice to be able to have complementary facilities so that everybody doesn't have to build the same thing. Repeat it over and over and over again. Somebody has a bunch of pickleball courts. Littleton will have the fitness center. There's some nice synergy there, I think, to be had.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with your philosophy, considering the state, does provide the funding, and you need to be open and welcoming to seniors from outside of Littleton. I think that's great.
Yeah, I love the diversity of it. I love people meeting new people. I mean, if you grew up in Littleton, you've been here a long time, it's new and exciting to make a new friend that lives right across the town line. I think, why not? Why not liven it up a little bit?
There you go.
So the main entrance is actually across from the library's main entrance.
Yes.
So not from Shattuck Street. Folks will come in down into the main parking lot there.
Yes.
Are there outdoor facilities as well as the indoor facilities?
There are. We are actually today that we're recording this, what is it, the 28th, 27th of March. We're pouring the concrete slab for the patio and for around the bocce court that we're going to have, and with a switchback sidewalk that leads down to Shattuck Street. It's absolutely beautiful. We do have some outdoor furniture that we'll be putting out there, so we can also program the patio, have live music out there, coffee hours, anything we want.
Nice.
So there will be outdoor space as well.
That's great. Talk to me about the challenges that you've encountered in terms of the building. What have been some of the lessons learned or things that you learned that you never thought you'd learn about sprinkler systems, for example?
Well, as a human services professional, and my original career track was as a therapist, so this is totally out of my realm. But yes, absolutely, everything is new to me, but I feel like I've gotten the crash course in building. And with Vertex on as our owner's project manager and Commodore Builders on as our building team, I've learned so much from them, and they've included me in all of the conversations and all of the decisions, and they explain things to me, all the acronyms. So I actually do feel like I'm in the know, and I'm not just sitting there listening to their acronyms and nodding my head. For example, the solar array that's should be done by next week. I am not a solar aficionado. I don't know much about it, and now I'm talking about the thermal characteristics of the building and the output, and
Wow.
This building
Yeah.
is going to be incredible. I mean, we did receive $100,000 from our legislators to put towards these solar panels. The envelope of this building, it's so airtight. We've far surpassed any of the stretch codes or like the Energy Star ratings of how efficient this building is. So things like that, I never thought I'd learn or know about or know how to talk about even. And with this process, it's been incredible. Yeah.
So we're opening in May, right?
Yes.
And so let's talk about the ribbon cutting one more time.
Sure. May 16th, it's a Friday, 1 p.m. We'll have our grand ceremony where we cut the ribbon and we have some speeches and acknowledgments of all the people who made this building happen over the past 30 years. We will have some food, some music, some tours, a little showcase of the equipment going on as you walk through. It'll just be a fun day, and I hope everyone comes out to see.
That's great. And you did, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Council on Aging's role here.
Oh, yes. So the Council on Aging has far, far prior to me, maybe even some of the members on the board, this came prior to them as well. Over 30 years, this has been their goal. They advocated so hard for the needs of seniors in Littleton, relentlessly in just making the community aware of why we need this building, what we're losing out on not having this building. And together with the Friends of the Council on Aging, who's our fundraising arm, we really made this happen. They made this happen. This was their baby from the very start. Without them creating that groundswell, that community support, we wouldn't be here. I have other senior center directors calling me asking, like, how'd you get it started? I'm like, it didn't start with me. Like, I'm just coming in at the end. It really, really was the board members, that community involvement, the volunteers on those boards, just relentlessly talking about it, making people aware. And that's the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, it's so many people talk about vital departments in communities, and they'll often talk about public safety or schools and stuff like that. But people have to realize the fact that your department and what you're striving, it is a core service in our community. It lays the foundation for so much.
Absolutely.
And it's an incredible, and it deserves the attention. And I am so impressed, since being here for up to coming on a year and a half now, that just the passion and the fact that, like you pointed out, Liz, this started 30 years ago when the seniors now were not seniors. But it's passed from generation to generation, and it hasn't lost its luster. It hasn't lost the momentum. And that is because of the community. And I think that is so impressive, because so many times they think it's so far down the road, and the enthusiasm, people lose the momentum, and they say, oh, it's too far, or there's a setback. But here it was just, it's very impressive. That's great. It's great. Yeah, impressive.
It's a great community.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. I hope everyone will come out on May 16th. Man, I've got it written in my calendar, and then it's like out of my head. So thank you for reminding me. May 16th, I'll be there. Looking forward to seeing you there, and we hope to see you there. This has been 01460 on the go. If you have any questions about the new senior center, the center on Shattuck Street, feel free to reach out to Elder and Human Services in Littleton. Liz or anyone else there in the office will be happy to chat with you about it.
Fantastic. Yes, thank you very, very much, Liz.
Thanks for
Liz.
having me.
All right.
Okay.